This video got under my skin. Joe Biden paid tribute to his son Hunter. He's talking here about addicts and rehabilitation and, you know, the scourge of drugs and getting better, and credit to everybody who's done that. Let's take a look at this, and then, of course, I'll come back and talk about his record.
Across America, approximately 23 million people are in recovery from a substance use disorder, and millions more are affected by the addiction. As National Recovery Month concludes, I want to celebrate all of you out there who are in recovery, and let those of you who are not yet in recovery or who have loved ones who are with substance abuse disorder know that you're not alone. This is personal to millions of families. It's personal to my family. My son has written about it. And I know that there's hope. Treatment works. Recovery is possible. And my administration is here to support every person and every family on their journey to recovery. Through the American Rescue Plan, we've delivered nearly $4 billion to strengthen and expand mental health and substance abuse disorder services. We're working with Congress to increase funding for states to ramp up recovery support. We're expanding coverage and lowering costs to make treatment for substance use available to more people. And today, enrollment in the Affordable Care Act coverage, Medicaid, and the Children's Health Insurance Program are all at the all-time high. And for more people than ever, they'll now have access to treatment. And we're also investing in key tools and proven interventions to prevent overdoses and deliver help to underserved communities. And we're supporting all the caregivers, healthcare providers, and family members who are helping people on their journey to recover. Together, we celebrate with those of you who are in recovery and grieve for those who have lost someone. We hold all of you on our hearts, and we commit ourselves to helping more families know the joy and relief of recovery. You know, when we work together, support each other, we put recovery within reach for more people. We can do this. Thank you, and God bless you all.
The problem with this is Joe Biden has been a drug warrior his entire career. He was always for, tough on crime legislation. And as a direct result of the policies he supported and voted for and pushed and maybe even wrote in some instances, I think he was one of the authors of the crime bill, you have a whole generation of mostly young black and brown people being locked up for nonviolent drug offenses. And, of course, many poor whites as well. So you can't on the one hand say, oh, my God, my son, so brave, here's a tribute to him. He was addicted, but then he was rehabilitated. And you can do it too. You can get through it too. If your policy preference for everybody else's kids is you go to prison. You go to prison if you use drugs, if you sell drugs, if you're involved with drugs. There was a famous video of him talking about he wants to ban raves. What does that even mean? It's like saying I'm going to ban a specific kind of party. That's incredibly authoritarian and doesn't even make sense. And what would the legal definition be of raves? But this is who we're dealing with. This is a guy who wanted increased penalties, more mandatory minimums. He was as harsh as it got. Throw the book at everybody who's involved with drugs, except my son. Because my son is my son, and we're special. And so when it's my son, I'm going to look at it like a mental health problem. And addiction is a personal issue, and it needs to be worked out. People need help who have addiction. Weird, but for everybody else, they don't deserve help. They shouldn't get a chance at rehab or rehabilitation or whatever. Just lock them up. But see, that's the thing. It's just the hypocrisy is obvious, and it's astounding. Because if Hunter was a black kid in the Bronx, he would have been locked up because of Joe Biden. So I don't want to hear anything from Joe on this unless and until he signs an executive order, at the very least decriminalizing drugs, decriminalizing marijuana, but really he should just legalize it. And you can do that through executive order. Just take marijuana off the scheduled substances list. That's it, and it's effectively legal. He can do it himself, just like he can abolish student loan debt himself. There are certain things the president can do by himself. Control foreign policy, eliminate student loan debt, do certain economic things as it pertains to the federal government specifically. So he could do it. He could just legalize marijuana, or he could push some sort of bill to get universal rehab centers, addiction treatment centers. He's not going to do that. all the sympathy and the empathy and the altruism and the humanitarianism is saved just for Hunter. For everybody else, don't pass go right to jail. That's the problem here. I want everybody to get the support that Hunter got. First of all, I think 80% of people who do drugs are just casual users, and there's not a problem, as we learned from Dr. Carhart, the expert on this. But for the 20% who are addicted, they deserve help. They don't deserve to be locked in a prison cell. So, there you have it.